In life, we often have opportunities on chance meetings, and last year I fortunately met this woman called Cynthia Shearer, and she has a great story that I want to share with you. Welcome, Cynthia.
Thank you. I really appreciate you welcoming me here. Thank
It's
you.
my pleasure. So, you have a business called Your Story. What's your story about?
It's funny you should ask. Yes, it was lovely meeting you just recently at the Autopilot Your Business. And I just wanted to touch on that because for a woman of your wisdom, I was really impressed that you came along to learn about digital marketing.
Not my forte.
And in that, we shared with each other what we do. And I come from a background of life coaching and counselling, and I've had many other careers as well. But the one thing that resonates with me all the way through my life is people's stories. I love listening to their stories. I find them fascinating, and we all learn from them at some stage something different. So from that, my mother-in-law, Rosalind Shearer, who is in her 80s, passed away 3 years ago. And it wasn't until I went to her funeral, which is really unfortunate, that I learnt what an amazing person she was in life and how intelligent, fiercely independent, and yet compassionate. And it was all these things that I didn't learn until later on, which was far too late. And from that, our life story eventuated.
I've been to funerals before and I've gone, oh, wow, really? They did that? And it's through war times, all sorts of adventures and life history that's now lost.
Absolutely.
Unless it's been recorded. So, your life story or life story, tell me how that or what happens in the process of creating a life story.
Absolutely. Well, one of the things I realised when I was researching our life story is it's really hard to get to know where to get started. How do I write my life story? How do I do that? So with our life story, we've created over 200 thought-evoking questions that will guide you through your life and evoke those memories that you go, oh yeah, what was my school years like, and take you back to that time. And through that, writing it down, then you select the photos that are relevant to what you want to capture in your story, and we create a beautiful book for you.
So if you've got a block and think that you can't or you haven't got a story to tell or that you can't put it into words, does this overcome all of that?
Absolutely, Karen. The beauty of this is those questions will take you through your life step by step. And you can share those memories that you have. We drop the whole I can't write or my English is not the best or any other blocks that might be coming up that's stopping you from sharing your story. By reading these questions, they will get you into that thinking of, actually, I do have a story to share, and get you writing like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah, see, my father, he talks a lot about his years as a taxi driver. And people, iconic Sydney people like B. Miles. And I'm forever asking Dad about B. Miles and the woman down the road who used to chase him up the tree and he fell out of the tree and broke his arm. And riding on the tram rails and selling newspapers on trams around Kensington. Oh, my God. And in a few years' time, that's all going to be gone.
Absolutely. And that's the beauty of capturing our story, is that you're capturing historical moments, different eras to what we totally understand now. Even in writing my story and sharing my story with my 5 and my 9-year-old, they can't believe that we used to use a book to find our way around streets.
It's called a map.
What? How did you do that? How did you drive? Like, my 9-year-old's just fascinated by that. But there's simple things that we took for granted, and now we have Google Maps on our mobile devices or a GPS, and they're like, Mum, how did you drive? And you go, well, you get to a point where you've actually got to pull over and stop at the side of the road and quickly find where you are to catch up. So those fascinating little moments that we take for granted.
And they're things that we forget, even like things like going to the bank on a Friday afternoon to have enough money in your wallet to do all the things that you wanted to do on the weekend. You had to plan these things, and I think that's a shock when you tell your children, when I tell my nieces, and that this is the way it was. You didn't go to an ATM and just punch in a few numbers. Fascinating.
It is.
How do they find out about our story, and how do they find you to be able to take part in what you're doing and write their story?
Well, the website that we've recently created is called ourlifestory.club, and we've created a community that helps support you through getting over your block, tips, how to get family history and things to think about. So we're constantly supporting you out throughout the process. And the website is a members-based website, so you have your own secure private area that you can log in and update, and some music may have jogged your memory from when you were like 12 years old or 16 years old. And then you can quickly jump on, update your memory, and then you've got it there forever.
Well, thank you so much, Cynthia. I know so many people that are going to want to do this. It's just absolutely awesome. So it's great to have you here to hear all about that. Thank you.
Thank you, Karen.
That's Cynthia Shearer from Our Life Story. Thank you.